What's up, Excel fanatics? Verdexes here. Today's video is going through conditional formatting. Essentially, conditional formatting is just highlighting data, and there's ways you can look at it, even applying criteria to it. But I'm going to walk through a few ways that you can actually use it, maybe depending on the data set that you're working with. So this one we're looking at right now, I'm going to be using something called a heat map. So in this example, it's supposed to be representing the number of store visitors on a given day, so any weekday and at specific times. So if we wanted to kind of figure out maybe we saw the most store visitors during the week, looking at this is kind of hard right now, right? Like it doesn't really seem to be, nothing really pops. So if we apply conditional formatting, it might be a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to highlight this whole section here, right? So I have C4 to G16. And conditional formatting is up on the home tab here and right under styles. So if I click here, and what I'm going to do is go down to color scales, and there's a lot of default settings here. So actually if you hover over it, you can kind of see how things, how it would look as a bit of a preview. So I like to use this green one. And as you can kind of see, the mornings kind of across the board here seem to be where we're getting the most visitors. It gets a little bit tougher to see with the level of green here, but looking at this, it does seem to be that at 3 p.m. during the week seems to be where we're getting the highest amount of store visitors. And then you see kind of how after 4 p.m. is when it kind of just starts to drop off, hence the lighter coloring. So because these numbers are actually so close, that's why the shade isn't really as popping as much, I guess, as much as I hoped. But you can tell though, as soon as the numbers are getting lower, the lowest number here being white, and then the higher number is going to become green. So that's kind of a way of heat mapping. If there's a few different ways you can do it. It doesn't have to be, I think just going from white to a specific color is usually pretty helpful. But you have a few ranges, and you can customize your own here for the more rules. So that's heat mapping. Duplicates. So what you can do here actually, so I have this long list of names here. There is a duplicate, but instead of digging through each one, what we can actually do is go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and you can see one down here that says duplicate values. So I have the option, I can change it to whatever color I want. I can make it yellow, green, things like that. I'm just going to leave it as red for now as default. But you do see that duplicates are not only Ted, but Fred as well. So Fred appears twice, but those are all the duplicates here. So that's just a kind of a quick way to find out if there is any duplicate information in your data set. This last part is for criteria. So say you wanted to apply conditional formatting, you only wanted it to highlight for maybe salaries that were over, $56,000 or something like that. So if we highlight this whole amount, we go to conditional formatting. So we can do greater than here, right? So what did I say, 57? This one, it kind of just gives you, I'm not really sure how it gets that number by default, but it kind of just gives you a suggested number, I guess, but we're going to use 57,000. Maybe I'm going to make this a bit green. So any numbers that are greater than 57,000, it's going to highlight in green. And you saw the preview already, but right now we can see that Ted, Christopher, Tom, and Ned all have more than 57,000. So notice though too, when you apply this, you can't, it's not like up here. When you're filling it in, this won't work. You actually have to remove the conditional formatting. You actually have to clear it this way, because otherwise it won't go away. One last thing I'll do, because I'm just going to clear the rules here. You can also do just low to high, very similar to the heat map, right? So you can see the lower ones here, Ted and Fred. Ted's here twice, so there must be two Teds at this company. But you can also do other things, like you can do if you highlight the whole amount, instead of just the full bar, you can do, these little graphs that are within the cells. A lot of really cool stuff. So that was just a quick glimpse at conditional formatting. I hope that was helpful for you guys who aren't that familiar with it. If you guys liked what you saw, please don't forget to show some love, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.